Hello everyone. In this video we'll explain the concept of projection of solids. In your university semester examination you will be having one question from this chapter for 45 marks. First let me tell you what is a solid. Solid is a geometric object having 3 dimensions. These solids are broadly classified into two types, prisms and pyramids. Prism means it will be having one bottom face and similar top face. Depending on shape of this bottom face, it is classified into square prism, hexagonal prism, pentagonal prism, like that. One square prism, if you consider, here bottom face is square and even top face will be similar, square. Similarly, if bottom shape is pentagon, it is known as pentagonal prism. If bottom face is hexagon, it is known as hexagonal prism. If bottom face is of circular shape, then it is known as cylinder. So coming to second type, pyramid. Pyramid will be having one bottom face and there will be one apex, and from all the corners of base there will be one inclined edge to common apex. Again, depending on the shape of this bottom face, it is classified into square pyramid, pentagonal pyramid, hexagonal pyramid, and if the bottom shape is of circular shape, it is known as cone. We'll move to one problem directly. A square prism, 35 mm sides of base and 60 mm axis length, is resting on HP on one of its edges of base, which is inclined to VP at 30 degree. Draw the projection of prism when axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. First, note down all given details. If you go through first sentence of the question, first identify whether given object is a prism or pyramid. Here it is clearly mentioned a square prism of 35 mm side. So given object is square prism, its dimensions are given, base side is 35 mm and axis length or height of this prism is 60 mm. Then identify whether this object, whether this prism is resting on one of its edges of base or it is resting on one of its corners of base. Usually this condition will be given in first sentence of the question. So if you go through this first sentence, here it is given that it is resting on HP on one of its edges of base. So we have to start from edge condition. It will be similar to planes problems. After that, note down what is inclination with respect to HP, also what is inclination with respect to VP. Here in last sentence it is given that axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. That means in second step we have to rotate axis by 45 degree with respect to HP, and in third step we have to rotate by 30 degree, but identify whether we have to rotate axis by 30 degree or resting side by 30 degree. So here in same sentence it is given that it is resting on one of its edges of base which is inclined to VP at 30 degree. That means resting side is making 30 degree with respect to VP. So the given details are, object is given, different dimensions are given. Next thing, you have to identify whether to start from edge condition or corner condition. Since it is resting on edge, we have to start from edge condition. In second step, we'll consider inclination with respect to HP in every problem, or else axis inclination. So here inclination with respect to HP is 45 degree. In last step, we'll consider inclination with respect to VP, but identify whether to rotate axis or resting side. In upcoming video, we'll explain how to solve this problem.
So according to given question, I am having one square prism of base dimension 35 and height 60 mm. So you consider one square prism, base is square shape of dimension 35 and height of square prism 60 mm. I will start with top view first. So when you observe this square prism from top side, I can see one square. So in top view, we'll construct one square. Then I will locate center of this prism. Just connect corner to corner and draw one more diagonal, you will get center of this square prism. And coming to naming, so while naming, let me consider this corner as corner A, corner B, corner C and corner D. A, B, C and D. Exactly below corner A, let me take this corner as corner A1. So exactly below B, let me consider this one as corner B1 and this one will be corner C1 and here comes corner D1. So I repeat, this is point A, B, C, D and bottom corners are A1, B1, C1, D1. So when I observe this object from top side, here corner A and A1 will coincide, but since A is nearer to observer, A corner is visible whereas corner A1 is not visible. So the point which is visible I will write outside bracket and the point which is not visible I will write it inside bracket. So here at this point A is visible, A1 is hidden. So A will be outside bracket, A1 will be inside bracket. Here B is visible, B1 is hidden. So B outside bracket, B1 inside bracket. Similarly here C outside bracket, C1 inside bracket. And here D outside bracket and D1 will be inside bracket. So same thing is indicated here. Write dimension also. And coming to front view, in front view you can see one rectangle of height 60 mm. Height of this prism is given in the question. So height is 60 mm. So construct one rectangle of height 60 mm exactly through center, mark axis line. After that, let me name this front view. So this is corner A1. Since it is bottom corner, it is A1, B1, C1, D1. So when I observe from front side, corner A1 and D1 will coincide, but out of A1 and D1, A1 is nearer to observer, D1 is hidden, it is away from observer. So write A1 outside bracket and D1 inside bracket. So here at this point, since it is front view, I will write it as A1 dash and D1 dash. D1 dash will be inside bracket because it is not visible. So moving on to second point. So this is B1, this is C1, B1 is visible, C1 is hidden. So B1 dash I will write outside bracket and C1 dash will be inside bracket. So top corners are, this is A, this is D, A dash is visible, D dash is hidden. So A dash outside bracket and D dash will be inside bracket. And the last corner, this is corner B dash and this is C dash. So I will write B dash outside bracket and C dash will be inside bracket. Here this one has to be B dash and C dash inside bracket. So that completes step number 1. Here also mark, after marking this locus line, the top corner or top point will mark it as O dash and bottom center corner will mark it as O1 dash. So moving on to second step. In second step, we have to consider inclination with HP always. So axis inclination you have to consider, and according to given question, it's given that axis is making 45 degree with respect to HP. That means, so this was the position of object after completion of first step. You have to rotate this object such that this axis will be making an angle of 45 degree with respect to HP. So this will be the position of object after completion of second step. So if you compare these two diagrams, there is no change in dimension of this rectangle. Same rectangle I am copying here, but this rectangle will be making an angle of 45 degree. So to mark this rectangle, or while starting this diagram, first locate one point on XY line After that, find out what is this inclination. To find out this inclination, I am having one right angle triangle here. In this triangle, this is the axis inclination. It is given. According to question, axis inclination is 45 degree. So find out what will be this angle. So 90 minus 45 degree, you will get this inclination as 45 degree. So if inclination with respect to HP is 60 degree, this angle will be 30 degree. So after locating this point, find out this angle and draw one line at 45 degree. Measure this dimension, mark second point, then copy entire rectangle here. After that, project vertical lines from all the corners. Similarly, project horizontal lines from all the corners. Then locate different points here. So we'll start with A1. This is the vertical line from A1 and this is the horizontal line from A1. These two lines will intersect here. So this is point A1. Similarly, we'll go for second point. So this is the vertical line from B1 and this one is the horizontal line from B1. So these two horizontal and vertical lines will intersect here. So this is point B1. Similarly, mark point C1, vertical line from C1, horizontal line from C1. So mark point C1 and also D1. Same way, we'll mark point A. This is the horizontal line from A. This is the vertical line from A. These two will intersect here. So this is point A, point B, point C and point D. So next step is very important. Observe properly. After locating all the 8 points, first you have to connect all the outermost point using a thick line. So connect all outermost points using thick line first. After that, remember, in case of any prism, you consider any corner, there should be 3 lines. For example, consider this square prism. In this square prism, let it be point A1, this is B1 and this is C1 and this is point A, B and C. If you consider B1, there is one line from B1 to A1, there is one more line from B1 to C1, one more edge from B1 to B. So similarly, you consider any corner, there will be 1, 2, 3 lines. So even here 1, 2, 3 lines. That means in this diagram, from every corner or from every point, there should be 3 lines. Which are the 3 lines? So we'll start with A1. To identify those 3 lines, you can refer this diagram. There is one line from A1 to B1. There is one line from A1 to D1. And last line will be from A to A1. Next here, one line from A1 to B1, it's already there. One line from A1 to D1, that line is also present. And last line A1 to A. So I'm having all the 3 lines from point A1. So its work is complete now. Moving on to second point, point B1. So there should be 3 lines from B1. To identify those 3 lines, refer this diagram. One line from B1 to A1, one from B1 to C1 and last line from B1 to B. There should be 3 lines. So B1 to A1, it's complete already. B1 to C1, this is pending now. B1 to C1, you have to draw one line from B1 to C1, but before that you should identify whether this line has to be continuous or dotted. That is very important. And the last line will be from B1 to B. This line is already complete. To identify whether this line is dotted or continuous, you have to observe from top side. The point B1 and C1, it is below axis line. You just need to identify whether these 2 points will be above axis line or below axis line. If the point comes below axis line, these 2 points will be hidden. Hence you have to connect these 2 points using a thick dotted lines. You have to connect these two using a thick dotted line. So that completes point B1 also. Moving on to third point, point C1. There should be 3 lines. One from C1 to D1, C1 to B1, C to C1. So there is one line from C1 to D1. I have one line from C1 to C. C1 to B1 is also complete. So C1 is complete now. Fourth corner, D1. The 3 lines are D1 to C1, D1 to A1, D to D1. So D1 to D is complete, D1 to C1 is complete, D1 to A1 is complete. So we'll move to next 4 corners. We'll start with A. 3 lines are A to B, A to D, A to A1. A to B is complete, A to A1 is complete, A to D is pending. To join these 2 lines, first identify where exactly point A and D is located. It is located above axis line. So since it is located above axis line, these 2 corners are visible. Therefore connect these 2 points with the help of a thick continuous line. So there are 3 lines from A now. So its work is complete. Similarly, there are 3 lines from point B. One is B to B1, B to A1, B to B1, B to A, B to C. So B to A, B to C, B to B1. I already have all the 3 lines, so its work is complete. Next from C also I have all the 3 lines. We can compare just like previous procedure, previous point. And also I am having all the 3 lines from point D. So that completes step number 2. Moving on to third step. So before going for third step, you have to identify what is the inclination with respect to VP. And one more thing, you have to identify whether axis is inclined to VP at certain angle or resting side is inclined to VP at certain angle. So this question, if you read properly, it's given that resting side is making 30 degree with respect to VP. Since resting side is inclined to VP at 30 degree, identify which is the resting side here. To identify which is the resting side, there are 2 methods. Easiest method is the point which touches XY line in second diagram. This will be the resting side. So in this diagram, B1, C1 are the resting sides. So here C1, B1 are the resting side. So according to given question, this resting side will be making an angle of 30 degree with respect to VP. So first draw one line at an angle of 30 degree. You have to copy same diagram from second step to third step such that this B1 C1 will be resting on this 30 degree line. So after copying this image from second step to third step, project vertical lines from all the corners, project horizontal lines from all the corners. So after projecting number of horizontal lines and vertical lines, locate different points here. You will be having 4 top corners, 4 bottom corners, 1 top center and 1 bottom center. You will be having altogether 10 points in square prism. To locate these points, you have to follow same procedure which I followed in step number 2. We'll tell you just one point, how to locate one point. This is the vertical line from A1. This is the horizontal line from A1. These 2 lines will intersect here. So this is A1 dash. Similarly, locate vertical line and horizontal from every point. Keep on locating different points. After locating these points, to complete this final step, first identify which are the outermost points. I am following same procedure what I did in second step. First locate all the outermost point and connect these outermost points using a thick continuous line. So starting with C1,
C1 is outermost point, C1 to D1, B1 to A1 dash, A1 dash to A dash, A dash to D dash. I'm connecting all these points using a continuous line, thick continuous lines, because these are the outermost points in this diagram. D dash to C dash, C dash to back to C1 dash. So after connecting all the outermost points, then let me start with point A1 dash. There should be 3 lines. Identify which are the 3 lines. For that, again you have to refer first diagram, one line from A1 to D1, second from A1 to B1, last from A to A1. So in this diagram there should be one line from A1 to B1, A1 to D1 and A1 to A. So these two lines are already thick continuous. Now you should identify whether A1 D1 line should be continuous or dotted. To identify this one, identify where exactly D1 point is located. So when you observe from here, identify whether D1 is located above axis line or below axis line. Identify whether D1 is away from observer or nearer to observer. If the point is away from observer, that is if the point is above axis line, that point will be hidden. You have to connect using dotted lines. So I will connect these two line points using a dotted line. That means now there are 3 lines from point A1. So its work is complete. Next we'll move to point B1. Identify which are the 3 lines. 3 lines are B1 to C1, B1 to A1, B1 to B. So one line is pending now. Identify whether this line has to be dotted or continuous. For that, identify where exactly point B is located. B is below axis line or nearer to observer. So that will be visible point. You have to connect using a thick continuous line. That completes work of point B1 dash. Next, C1 dash, 3 lines are C1 to C, C1 to B, C1 to D1. So these two lines already present. C1 to D1 is pending. D1 is away from observer or it is above axis line. So connect using dotted lines. Next, C point, 3 lines are C to D, C to C1, C to B. Identify where exactly point B is present. B is below axis line or nearer to observer. So connect using a continuous line. Last point, point A, A to D, A to B, A to A1. These two lines are already present. A to B is pending. B is nearer to observer or below axis line. So connect using a continuous line. Now this point, if you consider there are 3 lines. There are 3 lines from here. There are 3 lines from here. But from point D and D1 I am having only 2 lines. But I told you there should be 3 lines from every point. So you have to connect these 2 points also. While connecting these 2 points, D1 is away from observer, therefore it should be a dotted line. There is one more hint using which you can identify whether this line has to be dotted or continuous. Remember, 2 dotted line like this should never intersect. Similarly, 2 continuous line should never intersect. So if this line is continuous, obviously this intersecting line has to be dotted. So you can complete this final step using this method also. So that completes third step in projection of solids. After that we can connect point O dash and O1 dash with the help of axis line. So axis line is, it's a chain type line, thin line dot line dot. You have to connect O to O1 using one axis line. According to given question, if the square prism is resting on one of its corner, then you have to start this object like this. You have to keep this object like this. So its top view will be
like this, similar to planes, and in front view you will get one rectangle, but since the object is kept in corner condition, you can see this edge also, you can see this vertical edge, so you have to represent this vertical edge also in front view. So that is the difference between square prism edge condition and corner condition. Remaining entire procedure will be similar to first problem.